very warm welcome once again. Over the years, as you would have known or you would have read, the NUC has been persistent in championing, as it were, the initiative of graduate employability in our universities. If you recall, one of the major features of our higher education, if you run a reality check, there's a big conversation around the employability attributes of the Nigerian graduate. Can you truly account for your certificate? Do you demonstrate those attributes that make you a truly deserving graduate of the Nigerian certificate, the Nigerian brand? What is your critical thinking, threshold? What kind of, digital literacy can you showcase? What about communication, abilities? What about your numerical, ability? What about your entrepreneurial, disposition? Are you able to grow business? Can you make profit? What about your organizational attributes, your administrative attributes? All the things that make you a roundly educated human being. Driven by this, the NUC, in 2005, carried out the employer needs assessment survey, because you can speak about mismatch, about the lack of employability in our youth, but unless you undertake concrete empirical survey and study, you will not be able to put together, a picture. So we did this survey. We carried out this survey in 6 geopolitical zones, to determine the extent to which there were skills gap, and what could we attribute to this, trickling fortune, as it were, of the quality of education, the decline in the intellectual space. What can we attribute it to?
COL is based in Vancouver, Canada, and it was established in 1987 by the Commonwealth Heads of Government, with the vision to create and widen access to opportunities for learning, making use of the potential offered by distance education and by the application of communication technologies to education. COL's mission is to help government, institutions, and organizations expand the scale, efficiency, and quality of learning by using appropriate open, distance, and technology-based approaches. There are currently 56 member countries of the Commonwealth, and 21 of those countries are in Africa, and specifically 7 in West Africa, and we try to facilitate activities in all the member countries. Commonwealth of Learning continues to organize its work through the following 3 pathways of change. The first one is building national resilience for ODL. Here we work with government to develop and implement ODL processes, including employability. We have been collaborating with the National Universities Commission in this regard, specifically for open educational resources and currently graduate employability. The second pathway of change is strengthening institutions. Here, COL supports partner institutions to strengthen ODL systems. We have been working with in different capacities with higher education institutions in Nigeria towards resilience for ODL and open educational resources. The third pathway of change is improving life and livelihood. Here, Commonwealth of Learning provides learners, especially those from the disadvantaged group, access to learning resources for improved livelihood. Our work in this area focuses on the Lifelong Learning for Farmers initiative, the higher education, open schooling, TVET, teacher education, and so on. So the discourse on graduate employability, we all know, cannot be overemphasized for obvious reasons. Higher education, which in most cases an expensive venture, is expected to provide pathway for greater opportunities for learners, and learners are bound to ask, will my investment pay off? Unlike the early 80s, where a university degree almost guaranteed an easy transition to a white-collar job in Nigeria, today's reality proved different, as more than just a degree is required to transition into the modern work environment. Graduate employability is now a mounting concern for education institutions globally, and this is more so for sub-Saharan Africa, including Nigeria.